How are you doing tonight? Today we got lots of snow, and a lot of Utah has been snowed in. So, at least in the Salt Lake City Valley, several of the schools were even closed. We had so much snow. So, kind of crazy, but I stayed in, and my husband had a miserable day, I think. They had to sit on the bus till like 11 or 11:30, and they get there at 6:30 in the morning. So that's a long time to sit on a bus before you can actually go to work. So, very crazy day, but let's move on. Today we're going to do a cute Valentine candy jar, and let me check to see who's on, and let me show you the image we are going to use. Now, I bought this at Christmas time and was going to use it, and then it never worked out. So, it's actually not a transfer that's in stock right now, but you could use the letters and do the same thing. So I'll show you what the transfer is. We will also use the vintage truck transfer. But this is the hot cocoa bar transfer. So look at that. It's way, way cute. It could be for a wedding. Just a hot cocoa bar. You can still do a lot of variations with this transfer. So I will check to see if I'm live here. So far I'm not seeing it. Yeah, now I see it. So let me share it. And I will share. Again, I have a couple of 3 places I share it. And I don't think my husband's shared anything yet, so I will share it on his timeline if I can. Yep, so honey, I've shared it to your timeline if you're on. And maybe you already shared it. So if by chance you did, you can delete one of them. So anyway, this is the hot cocoa bar. Way, way cute. And there's a lot of fun things that could be done with that. Still trying to get my room together, but my screws came today, so that was exciting. And now I'll be able to get my table up in here. So this is also the vintage truck add-ons. I'm probably going to use some hearts off of either some hearts or hearts from the truck bed part. The one we've been using to put in the jar. I wasn't certain where my tiny ones went to. I've got one of them, but there is a smaller one there. So once I can get everything back together, that will help. Hopefully. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me see if anybody's on, and we will get started. Welcome, Nancy. Hope you're doing well. So welcome, welcome. So tonight I'll show you what's on the table. And also thanks for sharing, Nancy. Appreciate that. So on my table, I have this great big jar that came from Hobby Lobby. It's a 32-ounce jar. And for this project, you will need a bigger jar. This one was $5.99 at Hobby Lobby. And they do their glass, at least at Christmas time, they were 50 off. So I think the glass goes on quite often. So that's a good way to buy it. In fact, I'll have to get it. Next time they have it on sale, I'll have to stock up on some more of these different jars and things. Oh, and I'm glad you're doing well. So I got that clean or off of there. I'm going to grab this baby wipe and see, it left just a teeny bit of residue. Not much. But you know how the stickers can be. That took care of it. So today we've had a lot of snow here. So hopefully your weather was better than ours. Now if anybody's new on and you're not saying anything, please tell me hello and let me know that you're on. I would love to chat, and also please like, share, and comment. That's what's going to help me get this going. So I don't know when you joined in, but Nancy, but I'll show you real quick the hot cocoa bar. That's what we're using. I bought that at Christmas time. It's no longer in stock. I imagine it could be one because it probably was popular. They may bring it back again in the fall. But since I do have it, I'm going to go ahead and use it for this Valentine gift. You could also throw some other words together in the words. Like I'm going to be getting some words, so you could do that. There's other transfers. You could probably figure something out and do something similar. So the pieces I'm going to use out of that is the scrolled shape, and this is the vintage truck. We may use that. We may use some hearts on that. I want to use either the dark chocolate or the milk chocolate, or both, because I put dark chocolate. Oh, thanks, Nancy. I put dark chocolate on it because I thought that's what my husband was bringing home, which he did, but he also brought milk chocolate home. But I'm going to need both. My jar's so big. So I'll show you what candies we got. We got these Dove dark chocolate hearts. And I was thinking Hershey's Kisses, but this is what he found, and hearts are great. And then these Hershey creamy milk chocolate filled with strawberry cream. So, and I know my father-in-law won't be watching this, but this is what I'm making to give to my father-in-law. So I think he'll be happy with that, but I think it's going to take both bags to fill this jar, or pretty close to it. So we will start with that. I'm also thinking about using a tag on it, and so, but we'll start with the white and we'll go from there. And I grab my towel here if you're new on. the first thing you do is you cut your transfers apart. They come like this in a package. And if you can see the lines there, so you can see where you have to cut them. So you cut them apart, then you need to flip it over. And on the back, you're going to write hot cocoa bar. And you're going to know which ones they go to. Now I might as well do that on all of these real quick that haven't been marked. So that really helps, so you know which side to put it on. One side is real shiny, and that's the side that the transfer goes back on, and the other side is not. So there, we're ready to go. Now the first thing you need to do then after that is you've always got to fuzz. Now we have a new fuzzing cloth that came out, but it's not quite available quite yet. It's probably going to be another week before it's in stock. And I'm anxious to get that. A lot of designers that went to leadership, because they're higher up than me, they were able to get that, and they're already using it and loving it. So I'm anxious to get that. So, but you peel this from the middle. You can start from the sides, but you want to pull evenly, and you don't want to grab from the corner and stretch it, because these will stretch. Just like the grain of fabric will stretch. Or when you cut on the bias, because it's stretchy that way. So you need to fuzz your transfers 3 to 5 times. Since it's going on the glass, I'm going to do probably 5. I think that was 5. Oh, and then you just place this on here. I'll have to hold it up to see. Sorry, I'm getting out of the camera view, I think. My table feels like I gotta go forward more tonight. And I bought an extension, so that should help. I've got to get that on my thing. So I think that looks pretty good. Let me just, no, I should have left it. Probably about there. Now the jar curves a little bit, so this is a little tricky to sometimes get them on the curved edges. So I just kept having to lift it up a bit. Now these other sides look pretty good. There's one spot up here. And there's this spot right here. You want to try and get all the bubbles out that you can, because the bubbles will show. Now there is that may affect it. There is a bubble right there, so I'm going to lift this back up a minute. I say sometimes stuff like this is a little harder because you're just going okay, I think that's better. Yeah, but there is a bubble here. So let me see if I can get that bubble to come out of there. Mostly because it's just so curved. So, sorry about that again. It looks like I was out of view for a minute again. Well, and I could go down more. Might be because I have it zoomed in so far. Now my white looks like it's already good consistency. Normally you would stir that up, but I'm going to put my squeegee in and see what I think. It's not too bad, actually. You want it about yogurt consistency. Oh, and just want to get it everywhere. And then you can start scraping it off because you don't want to waste your chalk paste. I need to maybe start working with a little bit bigger squeegee when I do my bigger areas like this. I've gotten so used to the small one, but one of the gals that's head up said that if you're working on bigger areas, it works better. So we'll start on the corners. Remember, we're gonna just peel up from we're gonna pull equally. We're not gonna try and pull on it. Okay, now normally you would take that transfer and you would go wash it in some water. About warm water is great, and you'd clean it off good. Welcome, Erica. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to take my blow dryer, and I am going to dry this. Now that looked like it turned out pretty good, so The other thing with the bigger squeegee is you wouldn't have quite so many lines that you might see. A lot of times those disappear though when it dries. I want to dry it good because I really don't want it to peel up. In fact, I may be putting a little bit of wax there. I mean, if nothing else, we can start over. Oh, since I titled it Dark Chocolate, I'll probably do the dark chocolate. So when people watch the video, they think, well, that's not dark chocolate. But I'm going to get this fuzzed really good on this one because I do not want it to pull up. And when I lay it down, I'm going to lay it on there lightly. I'm not going to try and push it on there real tight. In fact, I may lay it on there and try it, and hopefully it doesn't come up without the wax. So let me stand it up a minute, and yeah, realize you guys can't see that now. So let me stand it up a minute. Okay. Guess I'm just lightly doing this. Then hopefully we won't have any issues. So I got my brown paste. Are you feeling any better, Erica? And my brown's not too bad either. So I think we'll just use it like it is. Okay, now we're gonna fill this up and hope we don't have any problems. And we didn't, so that was good. Everybody can see that, hopefully. Oh, I'm glad you got to take the day off. If you lived here, you might have got a snow day. Because some of the districts did snow days. So now I'll put the blow dryer on that. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Okay, so my next thing I was going to do was put that there. Everybody can see that. But I was also thinking I could well, this is even another thought. I could add a little tiny heart to go over the top of that, so that would stand out a bit. Or I can add one of these little hearts off of here. I could do this in black, or I can just do it in red. And like I say, maybe just pop that red heart on there. That might be really cute to add just that little teeny bit of embellishment. So if you have any opinions, let me know, and I will be fuzzing this and watching for responses. So if you're new on and not saying anything or following me, please like, share, and comment. I would love to have you do that, and that will help me get this going. Today I was working on another intro and outro for my crafty chat that I want to do. So I was excited because I've also got an intro and an outro that I had ordered for my So Very Crafty that I'm going to be starting along with this. And I didn't like how the guy did the colors. I kept trying to get him to get my colors and he wasn't doing it right, and I finally just gave up and took what he made, but I wasn't happy with it. And of course you spend the money. So anyway, I googled after I got them and checked to see if I could change the colors somehow, and I found out that you could change the colors in this Filmora, which is a video thing. So I downloaded that. Now I've bought a small version of it because I use it sometimes to edit my videos with. But anyway, I was able to get the colors how I wanted it, but the endings looked horrible. Where my logos were on the endings and the colors got changed on the ending. And so I was bummed out, and I've had it that way for a good month and a half or so when I got it. But so today I was getting ready to order that other one, and I was just going to order a new one from a different person, and I got to thinking about that maybe I could trim the ends off of the good ones and trim the ends off that I didn't like on the ones that I had changed the color on, and add that piece in to my intro and outro. And believe it or not, I cut them perfectly, and I was able to put the new pieces on to the colors I liked, and the music is perfect. You wouldn't have known there's a difference. Now I'm happy with them. So I was so tickled that I was able to do that. Saved me $30 or more. So it's a good thing sometimes we can learn these things. Oh, and that did pull the white a bit. I don't know if you can see that, But what I will do, because it's not bad, I will touch it up with the red paint. See, that's where you never know, and I didn't think I stuck it on there very much. But I will just get the red paintbrush, and because I don't want to go back over it, I'll just make it worse. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. So I'm learning things. All this stuff is tricky. Okay, I'm going to have to bring this closer to me so I can see to do this. And let me see if I can, you will see the messy table, but you'll be able to see me do it better. Because this part's tedious. It's a good thing this stuff can be fixed like this so easily. That's one thing that's kind of nice. Is that you guys can see that if it does that, we could have just washed everything back off, but I didn't want to do that. And I probably should have waxed. Now, if you wanted this to be permanent, you would use the inks, and then you have to bake it in the oven. And it's like 225 for like 20-30 minutes, I think. I haven't tried that yet. So just a couple of more spots here. So that's really not too bad. If you look real close, there's a couple little clear spots there, but it's really not too bad. And by the time we get the heart glued on, I don't think it'll even be noticed. Yes, in layman's term, that gives Mom more money to spend at the craft store, yes, for my videos. Now I'm gonna get my glue gun going. Now, everybody tell me, should I do just a bow around the side of it, or should I do a big bow like I did a couple of nights ago on my other jar on top and hot glued? So, what does everybody think? A regular bow just tied around it, or a great big bow? Oh, as soon as that heats up, I'll add my heart to it. We'll hot glue that on there. So we'll give that a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to fill this. And everybody tell me what they think. So it would be just a bow going around here and tied in a bow, or the big bow on top. So everybody tell me what they think. And I will open the candies. Okay, we have a bow on top. I'll tell everybody what my thoughts were. Okay, bow on top. So we're all on the same page. So that's good. They smell good. These are strawberry. I'll see if I can put them in so they're not all upside down. I'm just going to mix them, I think, as I go. I'll just layer them in here. And hopefully it'll be, I think the 2 bags will fill this jar. And now the one is just dark chocolate, I guess. And then the other one is oh yes, Dove chocolates are good. Well, I didn't know. He sent me a picture. So I told him that was great. I know he was tired. That was nice of him to stop. Like I say, my project ideas are last minute, especially lately. I mean, I have some that I've been wanting to do, but I can't seem to get to those, so I have to do the ones that I can do fast right now. So, yeah, and I could have just dumped these in there. But, now the other thing, depending on how these go in there, you could have put a filler. But what I may do is, if there's still room, I'll add the filler at the top, maybe, just so it doesn't move all over, since I've worked hard on getting them in here so good. Yeah, because it looked like maybe you could have used 3 bags in this jar. Because this is almost all of them here. We will find out here real quick. Yeah, so let me grab some filler that I had from Christmas, so that when I tip this back upside down. Hi Sage, welcome, welcome. Give me a minute and we'll show you what we're doing. So if I would have thought about it not being enough, because it looked like they'd be enough, this would have went in the bottom. and then candies up from there, but I'm not going to take the time to take it out. This was a filler from Christmas. It's real sparkly and shiny. And that still will be cute on top. And then when I tip it, the candies won't go all over, since I tried to get them so they weren't upside down. Now the other thing we could have done, that's another idea, that you could have done the lights in the very top and put that in your lid. The only thing, I don't know if the lights would, melt that or not, because they're just a little LED light. But, so there you, can you see that from the side view? It looks good from here. So it just kind of helps. Now that I'm tipping it, it'll help just a little bit. So I'm going to grab this and I'll just put on a dab on the heart. I love my glue gun, my Ryobi Cordless Glue Gun, and the attachment that I put on that. So there's the little heart added to it. I think that's way cute. Now let's do the top, and I'm gonna decide if I want to do the tag or what we're gonna do. So everybody can look at that while I work on a bow for the top. Now I have the white or the red. Yeah, I did tell him to buy just one bag because I didn't think it was that big of a jar. So, tell me if you think I should use the white or the red for the bow. And I will get my twist tie. And I have a white and a red. Thanks, Erica. Thank you, thank you. Now, and actually this tag matches this so perfectly that I think I'm going to use this tag. While we're thinking about ribbon, we're going to play with this tag. Now this has already been fuzzed. So I think I'm just going to lay that on there and get some hearts on it. And it may just be a tag with hearts on it. Now, I've used this a lot, so it's really getting its work out. Yes, I'm glad that my husband has instincts to buy more than I tell him. I just didn't want it around here because didn't want it to tempt us. We try not to have that stuff in the house. So we'll get the lid back on our jar. Okay, and I'll set that aside to be cleaned. Now I see a couple of spots here that maybe could have been painted, I don't know, or if there just wasn't a thing there, but I'm going to complete it before I dry it and make it look finished. Oh, it was so crazy today, I forgot to post that I was doing the live even, because I've just been frantically working on my room and still got a ways to go. I've got a lot of organizing to do. Okay, I would think the white ribbon too. That was my opinion, so our minds think alike. So we'll dry this tag. Now one thing we could, well, you could get the whole thing at an angle, or you could even just do the milk across there and a heart, or just leave it. So everybody tell me their opinion. Should I put that on there, or should I just maybe add a tiny heart, another tiny heart, and just leave it like that? Or like I say, I could add the milk there. So you got the dark and then you got the milk, but you wouldn't have the chocolate, or I could do milk chocolate sideways. So while you're thinking of that, if hopefully you could see that good enough, I can zoom back in a bit. So there's the milk chocolate. And see, I could do the milk that way with that, or I could just add that and attach that over here to this. So everybody tell me what they think while I get the ribbon going for the bow.